Of April 15th. It is, the first order of business is to approve the minutes of February 28th and March 18th.
I move to approve the minutes of February 28th, but that's when Christine was.
Mhm.
I haven't read the 8th March.
No, I wasn't here for that meeting. This was from last month.
Or is this March
Because
18th?
Where Adam's
Adam's-
minutes were the,
February
March, February
28th, when, that was when Chris Senior was here.
Yes, so I can move to approve those,
Okay.
February 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Any, is there a second for that?
I can second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
March 18th, I haven't read, sorry.
Okay, we could come back to that.
But if everybody else could vote on that if they've read them. I wasn't.
I read them.
Yeah, I
moved.
read them.
To approve.
Okay. And Marissa, do you want to second that?
Yeah, am I allowed to? I wrote that.
Sure.
Yeah, I can second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Okay.
And we're going to go a little bit out of order. We have Charlotte here with us, and then we have Cassandra on Zoom with us. And Cassandra has a little bit of a time constraint, so thank you, Cassandra, for being here. And we'll start with Cassandra, and we just wanted to get an update from you about the open space rec plan, or any other updates you might have for us.
Sure. Yeah. So right now we are hoping to contract with Beals and Thomas, who did the last update for the open space and rec plan. I had a conversation with them a few weeks ago, just for them to get a scope over to us with an exact quote on how much it would be. They estimated that to get the scope to us would be anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, and we're right within that time frame. So we're still waiting to hear back from them. And then as soon as we do, and as long as the quote is within our budget for the project, we'll be moving forward as quickly as possible so that we can get the ball rolling.
And is there anything that we should do in the meantime? Should we be, reviewing the action items, or thinking of, marking anything like what's been done, what hasn't been done? Is there anything that we could be doing that would be helpful to you?
At this point, I don't think so. I know that once we have a contract signed, that's something that they're obviously going to be looking at, is what has already been accomplished, what still needs to be accomplished. And I think at that point, they'll likely be looking for that information. So I guess I don't need the information right now, but if it works for your group's schedule, if you wanted to maybe just get a start on it and then like have it on the back burner, that would be fine.
Okay. Great.
Where can we find the plan? Where is the plan?
The plan, I mean, there are a couple hard copies throughout town. It's a pretty hefty document, but there is a digital version online on the town's website.
Okay.
The digital version takes a long time to open up, but it is, I think it's on, the open space plan page.
Maybe at the
Yeah, it just takes a while to open. It's a PDF, it's like 300 pages.
Open space plan is 56.
No, it's like, I think it's like 300.
It's like 300
Oh,
pages.
yeah.
It's huge.
But there's like a really succinct piece of it that's just like, here are the goals and the objectives.
Mhm.
Then it's like, that part is like 10 pages or something.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So we could start with that part.
Yeah.
The more succinct part.
Good place to start, I think.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything else for Cassandra?
Do we have any concerns that they might come in over budget and we would have to find somebody else, or
Mm.
we did it before?
I don't have that concern right now. With the initial conversations that we had with them, the estimates that they were giving were in line with what we were thinking.
And they did the last plan, is that right? Okay.
Yes, yep, they did the last update.
Will they need to meet with us frequently to review it or have extra meetings?
I would say that there is a potential for some meetings outside of your regularly scheduled meetings, but they can also come to your regularly scheduled meetings when they're looking to speak with you as well. So it shouldn't be too much of a lift for you guys.
That sounds
Good
wonderful.
to know.
I
Okay,
suppose we should be just forward thinking about what we want to accomplish in the next 10 years. And just have that ready before they arrive. Like what's the environmental issues we want to address?
right. And Cassandra, do you already have
Oh,
goals?
I think the sound dropped out for you guys. I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, okay. Mary, could you
Oh.
hear Marianne? Can
I
you hear?
couldn't. I can hear you now. I couldn't hear her what she was saying.
Okay. Do you want to repeat what you said? Just
Okay.
louder for the owl.
Yes.
Oh, there's the owl.
This is the owl.
Okay.
I was saying, Cassandra, that we should probably address what we want to target or some goals that we want to target for the next 10 years in the environmental space and what's important to us. Because what the plan addressed what we had done or what we wanted then, but now we're looking at a different time frame and economics and things like that.
That makes complete sense.
And do you already have an idea, Cassandra? Like, are you already thinking about like, this is what, based on like the work that you and Charlotte are doing and MVP's doing, like this is, or these are the things that we need to add into the open space plan? These are the things that have been done. Like, do you have sort of a plan for the next 5-10 years in your head that we would develop with you? Or
I don't. I mean, obviously the plan needs to be updated and a lot of things, both within the town and just within the world, that impact the town have changed since the last update. So I think focusing on, one of the things that I asked that Beals and Thomas kind of integrate within their update was that they ensure that whatever the goals coming out of this new update align with the master plan and the harbor committee plan, who are both also 5 years old, and to kind of take a look at those and make sure that the town's long-term plans are all cohesive and working with together. That way we're not necessarily duplicating efforts, but we're not missing anything.
that's a great point.
And one of the topics that I brought up with Cassandra, and we're definitely gonna see like what the scope is and what it costs and what was already in the open space plan would be like land management goals. So that's definitely like a big conversation, but I think it helps to obviously understand what we're working with now, what may or may not have already been done, seeing what the scope is, and then just going from there. But yeah, definitely more of an effort, I think, is an area that I'm stressing from the conservation side to be maybe a little bit more investigative of our open space lands, our conservation lands, working with local land trusts. So that's something that I can't remember how much is actually in the current plan, but that's something that I forwarded to Cassandra that we might want to look at since we're going to be updating it.
Okay.
That's a good
Well,
point.
while we have both of you here, my big thing is fallen trees, tinder in conservation land. Because as Cohasset has grown, it's pushed up against the open space land. And there's a lot of fire hazard in the woods with no obvious land management plan. So that would be, and you know, in my lifetime, I've seen how we took farmland and made it protected land, but we failed in that sweep to have any land management. And so now that this is a perfect time for that.
Yes, I would agree that it's something that definitely needs to be looked at, and it's a concern that many members of the community share with you.
Excellent, good to know. Good.
Okay, anything else? Okay. Great. Well, when should we meet with you next? When do you think, you said we're on target for Beals and Thomas? Do you want to contact us when they come back?
I
With it?
think that's the best plan of action. That way, whenever I come back, I have like a substantial update for you guys.
Okay. Well, this is great. We got some marching orders, some things we'll do in the meantime, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, if there's anything that you guys have questions about or want to reach out to me in the meantime, please feel free.
Thanks,
Great.
Sandra.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night, all.
You
Bye-bye.
too, thanks.
Well, now we don't need this
Oh, how
on.
did you all?
I know. Hi, look at us all.
I was like, when you look at the screen, you